Hello, everyone, and welcome to our flipped lesson. So, this lesson is going to be an exploration of Spanish culture, and we are going to explore famous Spanish art. So, before class, your task is going to be to research famous Spanish art. So, in the Canvas course, you are going to find a link to our Google Drive folder. And in that folder, you are going to find over 24 pieces of famous Spanish art. And this is going to include art pieces, murals, lots of different selections to choose from. And your job is to learn about the history of the art that you select. So with each piece, there will be just a small little snippet. You won't be completely on your own. So you'll have a small little snippet of information, and then your job is to conduct research to answer these questions. So who painted it? So all you'll have is the name of it. So you'll have to go figure out who painted it, why did they paint it, what was happening culturally at that time, and why is this piece of art significant in Spanish culture. So obviously you could probably get those questions answered rather quickly, and that wouldn't take you hardly any time at all. What is going to take probably the most time is preparing for what you will be doing in class with that information. So let's go ahead and look at what's going to be happening when you are in class the next time that I see you. So the next time that I see you, you are going to present your your art in a blended language. And so down here at the bottom, roughly 20% of your presentation needs to be intentionally in the non-native language. And this is going to help to represent cultural integrations of the explanations of the art. So you need to be very intentional about that. And I think a lot of that, if you are doing your research, I think a lot of that can come from the cultural explanations of the art. So if you do that correctly, I think that the cultural reasoning and the research that you do will really help with that 20%. And it doesn't have to be the exact math, but you get the idea. So your goal is really to help us understand the significance of this piece by answering those questions that I asked over here. So you also need to be prepared to answer questions about your art. You need to be prepared to ask other people questions about their art, and just be an attentive and supportive classmate. You are also going to add questions to our shared Presenters Day quiz. And this is going to be a list that is shared on a Google Doc that I will be monitoring throughout the class period. This is going to help count as part of your participation for the class period. And this will also help support those who missed the seated class session because they will have a recording of the presentations. They will watch that recording, and then they will take a quiz that will be created by using the questions that you guys help create. You are going to submit your presentation to the Canvas course by Sunday before our seated class. So whenever our seated class falls, depending on the semester that we're in, it could fall on a Monday or a Tuesday, or it could fall on a Wednesday, depending on what's going on. You need to submit your presentation to the Canvas course by Sunday at the latest. And that is to make sure that that I have time to provide feedback. So please take some time to review that feedback and make any changes that need to be made prior to presenting. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy this project.